Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Two Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. Two easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got actor Skyler Bible with me. So welcome, Skyler.
Hello. Thanks for having me, man.
I think you either have to be an athlete or an actor with that name.
I know. I know. I feel like I couldn't have gone into like accounting or something. Really, it wouldn't have been.
I mean, I guess you could have went into the ministry, maybe.
Yeah.
That's a little on the nose, though.
That was right.
No, Skyler, I'm thrilled to have you on the show. Big fan of yours. You tend to pop up on shows that I watch, that I enjoy. So, yeah, pretty excited to get into it. But let's start this way. Tell me a little bit about what got you into acting, why you wanted to go into acting. I mean, that's a tough profession. What made you want to get into that?
Yeah, I kind of throughout high school, I was a big sports guy. I played football and baseball. I had a big baseball family, so I was kind of like pushed to do that.
That's right. What was your position?
Pitcher.
Oh, very good. Yeah, very
pitcher
good.
and catcher. So I could
You
throw
don't
really
you
hard.
don't see too many pitcher catchers.
No, but see, I had to go to the catcher just because I couldn't throw a strike all the time, but I could throw it fast. But it became dangerous.
Yeah. Well, and that's the difference a lot of times in having a pro career or not. It's just control.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I did that for kind of throughout, or at least started to in high school, and then had to pick an elective. It was like, I guess I'll do theater. That seems fun and easy. And then fell in love with it and the people, and just became entranced by performing. And I wasn't too good at the singing or dancing part of the musical wise too. So I was like, oh, but the acting part is great. I'll stick with that.
Well, you got 1 out of 3. That's okay.
Yeah. Still working on the singing and dancing part, but
I played baseball when I was in high school. I was the shortstop. But
also a hard position.
It is, but I should not have been the shortstop because my arm was terrible. I mean, terrible. I had to play, like I had to cheat up to where I was just a couple feet behind the pitcher. So if I didn't react really fast, I was not getting
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, the ball was past me. So, but they let me play that. But I wanted to bring that up because you mentioned having trouble throwing strikes.
Yeah.
I pitched exactly one time in my high school career. And it was just, we were desperate. It was just one of those where for whatever reason, we were out of pitchers.
Yeah.
And they put me in. I'm like, I have trouble throwing the ball from short to first. And I don't know that this is a smart, but he put me in. So I threw 15 straight balls. 15. So I walked the first 3 batters. It was 3-0 on my 4th batter. I finally got one across the plate, just barely, but it got across the plate. And he hit it right back to me.
Oh, right on. Oh, so you got him out.
Yeah, we turned a triple play.
No way, because you had walked all the other 3.
That's right. So I'm walking back into the dugout, and the coach says, "That's the way to pitch."
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah. I meant to do it.
I was like, yeah, I was just setting them up. No problem. So I was trying to think what I saw you on first, and I'm thinking, like in my head, I'm thinking it was probably maybe Perry Mason. You had a little appearance on there.
Oh yeah. That was quick. I was a soldier that got blown up.
That's right. That's what I said. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's where I saw you. But then I saw that you were on Victorious, and I definitely watched that show with my oldest when she was growing up. So I probably saw you on there.
That was my first. I think that was my first job. I think that was my first job in LA. Yeah.
That's not a terrible one to get.
No, not at all. And not at all. I had a high school teacher that had like set up that audition for me, and I had a choice of like going to school. Yeah. Like I got into school in Washington, was going to do that right out of high school, and then I got this audition and was like, I might go to LA. I might like try this thing.
That was the universe calling out to you.
Yeah. And then I got it and was like, oh, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Did you know like immediately, yeah, this is it?
Yeah, as soon as I like stepped on the lot, I was like, okay, this is like my sanctuary. This is like where I'm supposed to.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, what was it like being on the Victorious set? I mean, you got some pretty big stars for your first time kind of doing that. What was that like?
Yeah, I didn't really know.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I just didn't know that they were as big as they were.
Yeah.
And I kind of just like was myself and was, I was like a keyboard player. Like whenever like they had concerts, they would do like little show, like their whole show, like they do little performances and stuff in their music, and so whenever they would do like a big performance for like their classmates, I was like in the background doing the keyboard, and like Victoria would like lean to me and we would sing quote unquote sing, and then it was just
were you actually playing the keyboard?
No. No way. They were like, oh yeah, can you like come in and just like, can you play a keyboard? Oh, sure. Yeah. And they're like, great. Can you just, kind of rock out and have a good time? And I just started doing that and they loved it and it looked good. And I just kind of learned the song that they would play in the background, and it was great.
I mean, fun. That's pretty hilarious. I've always heard that actors do the, if they're asked, they just say yes. Oh, yeah, yes. I can do that. Yes, and then you got to go figure it out.
Yeah, I do learn it. It's just opposite,
I mean, usually it's like horseback riding.
Right. That I do know how to do. But there's dangerous stuff that I'm like, okay, you either know how to do it or you don't know how to do it. But
yeah, that's horse riding is one that I would not be confident enough to say, oh yeah, I can do it if I couldn't because of the danger of getting hurt.
Yeah. It also depends on the horse. You get bucked off. I mean, like, you don't know.
I interviewed an actor, it's been a few years back, and he had a situation like that. He was trying out for a role on the TV show, The Planet of the Apes. So it was like back in the 70s.
So cool.
And they asked him, can you ride a horse? And he's like, of course I can ride a horse. And he had no clue how to ride it. And so he got up on the horse, immediately got thrown off. And they're like, I don't think you can ride a horse.
Was he like full like makeup, full the costume, everything?
Yeah. Yeah. So but he wasn't an ape. He was in costume, but he was okay, gotcha. Cool. He wasn't an ape. But so since he couldn't do the role, they gave it to Mark Hamill.
No way. Wow. Good for Mark.
Apparently could ride a horse.
They're like, who else can ride a horse that's here? And Mark goes, yeah.
Yeah, that one kind of amused me. So
Hey.
I loved you in The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I love that. I love that movie. I have for a few years. It's underrated, I think.
Oh, thank you so much. That was such a fun, what a fun set to be on.
Yeah, yeah. That it was such an interesting concept. It had a great cast, and the writing was really good on it.
Yeah, a buddy of mine, Jim Cummings,
Yeah, yeah.
like wrote, directed, starred in it. Um, yeah, and he just loves putting his friends and stuff.
That's
So,
not terrible. I
no,
would
it's
totally
great.
do that if I could write or direct or something. I'd put everybody I knew in it if they could
Yeah,
act.
and so we were all in this little production house for like a month, and we just like hung out every day, and then got to do the thing we love to do, and then would come back. We were shooting night shoots too, so we
Nice.
would come back at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., have a big, home cooked meal, play some games, and then go to sleep at like 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and then sleep
We
all
sleep
day.
till noon or yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, other than and that's something that is best done when you're young. That overnight working type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That's hard to do.
yeah. No, I feel it. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't. Nights. We gotta do nights now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when you're younger, it's kind of cool working nights.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, I've done that before, but as you get older, it's like this is terrible. We are not supposed to be awake at this hour.
Even if your whole schedule, even if you shift your whole schedule, everything, it's still just is hard to.
Yeah,
It's hard to stay up that late without going into like delirium mode.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I've been staring at your sword in the background.
Ah, you're right on. Yeah, that's Strider's sword before he becomes king.
Well, that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
figure out. I was like, it doesn't look like a long claw. You know, it's
Oh,
not a Game of Thrones sword. So I'm
no.
like, I'm trying to figure it out. And that's why I thought, well, I bet it's Lord of the Rings. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, a big Lord of the Rings fan for sure.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the next
not
movie.
bad. I would definitely take a Strider sword.
He's just cool, man. He's just sitting in the corner smoking a pipe. That's all I want to do.
I talked with Todd Stashwick, the actor, and
Yeah.
he just went on he just went to the inn where they filmed that scene.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah, like he was just vacationing, so he's a big
Yeah.
fan, so he went to some of the sites. But he told me that he's like I definitely sat in the corner,
In the corner.
you know,
Yeah.
just hanging out. And I was like, my question is, how did you get the corner? You would think that corner would always be full.
And have a line. Have a line to be like, it's my turn to sit in the corner. Yeah.
You finished your drink, get up.
Exactly. Oh, that's so cool.
I know. I enjoyed that too. I never would have occurred to me that you could do that, but
Yeah, I assume it was in New Zealand then, yeah?
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah. Must have been cool.
I don't know. So we got to talk Lilo and Stitch. So the live action remake comes out next month, right? Is it the 23rd? Is that the
May 23rd?
Yeah.
Weekend, I think. Pretty sure.
I love that they're starting to do live actions of their original anime animated because they've been terrific. Like I just saw Aladdin. I hadn't seen that one yet. So good.
Yeah. No, they're coming up with like, at least this one was so true to the original, and I loved the original one, and it was so witty and it just stood out from like the other Disney movies. And the fact that they're almost doing it shot for shot, and they're throwing in other scenes and changing up the characters a little bit too, but they have the same voice for Stitch in 2002.
I was wondering that. Yeah, is it the same voice? That's awesome.
Same voice. They have a lot of the same characters that were in the original animated movie, just playing live action character, not the same characters as they did. But
I love when they do that because we get used to the voice.
Yeah, and they just it's like a loyalty thing. It's so cool. It's so cool.
So what's your role in it?
I play a guy named Agent Foster.
Yeah,
there's a big menacing CIA agent man who's played by Courtney B. Vance.
Oh,
And yeah, he can be intimidating.
I was going to say he's very. I just talked to somebody that worked with him that said his
cool.
superpower is that he can cry one large manly tear on command. Like just he could just instantly just one tear.
I don't deny that at all. I'm he's so talented. He's incredibly talented, and also the funniest guy alive. So funny. Would go off on improv back and forth. So
see, that would help me because I'd be, you know, if I was fairly new to acting, I might be intimidated being with somebody. So, but if they were joking around,
yeah,
that might relax me a little bit. I'll be like, all right, I can.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was just, you've been around the block.
That's right,
and been in every movie ever, and I don't know. It was just very cool that he was grounded and chatted. You know, started conversation.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Where did you film that one in Hawaii?
Yeah, we filmed it in Oahu. Kind of all over the place. We were bouncing around. There's a little studio out there. We went to the jungle. Felt like Jurassic Park. We were sitting.
But I saw you did a NCIS in the Hawaii one. Was that in that same time period?
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured I was like, that'd be pretty cool to get 2 trips to Hawaii.
It was, I actually got 3. I booked another Rescue Hawaii Surf out there as well. It was fantastic because you're like, yeah, I booked a job, hooray! But also, I get to go to Hawaii.
Yeah,
and maybe I might stay a couple more days.
That's a decent perk. It sounds like maybe you need to move to Hawaii.
Oh, dang!
Seems like there's a lot of work for you there.
I guess so.
I mean, if you have to, you know, it's a sacrifice.
I have to move to Hawaii. Yeah.
How long were you on set for Lilo?
Lilo, I was back and forth for like 2 months or so.
Oh,
not every day, but
yeah. Did you have to stay in Hawaii that whole time, or were you?
No. They were like, you could go back and forth. Just make sure you're here like a couple days before your shoot day.
Awesome. Yeah,
which is awesome. Right. Just to make sure I was like on the island and didn't have problems. But I think total I was on set for like a week. I think it was a total of a week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. If I had to choose a place to film, Hawaii would probably be it. Although New Zealand, not bad.
New Zealand is one up there. It's one of my favorite places in the world for sure. It's beautiful. The food is incredible. The people are incredible. Everything.
I think 90% of the reason I travel is for the food.
What? Yes.
I mean, sightseeing's pretty awesome, but it's usually the food that gets me.
You're usually looking at something while eating something. So it's no, totally. It's I love traveling mainly for the food.
Yeah, I'm the same way. So Agent Foster, you've been an officer before.
Yeah.
Do you like playing the kind of law enforcement roles?
I do. I've always wanted to play like the guy that is against authority, you know.
Well, you're doing it wrong. You're on the wrong side.
I went the other way. No, it's fun. It's fun. I love playing like the serviceman. I'm always like the astronaut or the EMT or the cop with the mustache.
Right.
And, I'm always that guy. It's great. I love it.
You do a little bit of stunt work as well?
I do, yeah.
Are you doing what kind of stunt work are you doing? Are you doing some of the physical stuff?
Yeah. It's not insane yet.
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, I kind of just fell into it. I did a job and they were like, "Hey, can you like get, punched a couple times and like thrown up against the wall?"
It's like, I guess.
Yeah. Go for it. I've always been athletic, I've always been down to get dirty and this was like, oh cool. I worked with some stunt guys and they were like, hey, we train at this place if you want to like join, and then started training with those guys and got a stunt.
Seems like a pretty good, that's a useful skill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then actor with his own stunts. They don't got to hire two
That's
people.
right.
They hire one person and give you a little extra on the top, and it's great.
That's pretty awesome. Were you doing some stunts on Boba Fett?
Yeah, that was the job.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was
Okay,
that
I
was like
kind of
the
figured.
first.
Yeah.
It was very minimal, but they were like, oh, we want to make sure that you'd be comfortable, getting hit a couple times, and it's like, yeah, do it.
Once you're in the Star Wars universe, you're part of it forever.
Yeah, that job is crazy. That was crazy. Wow. Because we had a director, Steph Green was the director on that
Yeah, yeah.
episode, but she was quarantining for another show. So she was like there's like a PA holding a phone that she was on.
Hilarious.
But so she was like, I can't, like, I would love to direct you guys in this, but I can't really. So I'm going to hand it over to John. John Favreau is going to come in here and he's going to direct you guys. And
that
John,
guy, he's okay. If
yeah,
if you gotta have a stand-in, he's
John,
all right.
okay, second choice. And he like directed us in that whole episode, and it was just an incredible experience. Like 100 people on a huge the LCD or LED screen set, just
Amazing.
quiet, so quiet that you can hear a pin drop when he was talking.
Well, his kind of Star Wars vision has been pretty good.
He's taken the helm pretty.
I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, I'm not going to
to
say it's 100% everything has worked. There's been maybe a few misses, but the majority, just as a kid that grew up loving Star Wars, I love it.
Yeah, I love his direction so much.
Yeah, me too.
The way that he took it, and his ideas, and just everything. It's great.
Yeah. It was pretty good. Have you ever considered stepping behind the camera? Any directing plans in your future?
Yeah, I'm starting to kind of get the itch, I think. Yeah. We just kind of wrapped a feature with some friends and just making stuff with your friends,
Well, that's what you do, right? That's how you kind of get the experience, so that if the opportunity comes up, you're not just going in cold.
Right. And you're not just like waiting for an audition, right. And that's the only time you get to do it. Like I feel like this need and pull to like constantly be making something, and
yeah.
We wrapped this feature, and we didn't have a script, and we would write like the morning of, and then we rehearse it, and then go shoot that scene, and then we did that for 2 weeks.
Well, doing it on your own like that, you get to learn like every aspect of filming.
Yeah. You get that little film family too, and then you kind of learn how to do all this. But anyway, to answer your question, we would kind of like rotate of like directing specific scenes, and would all kind of have our feedback. And what if we were just all the directors on this thing, and it was
that's a great way to do it.
It was great. You got to have the right people.
Oh, well, that's right. Yeah, if you're going to collaborate, you got to have the right group. But
yeah, because if someone's like, no, let's do it this way, it becomes a difficult project to do.
It can be a little tough.
Yeah.
Is there a genre that you haven't got to do that you would like to try?
I really want to do a Western.
Oh my gosh, do a Western.
That would be
Westerns.
So fun. I just want to, I want to walk down the middle of the town, and it's windy, and there's dust, and there's a guy at the other side.
Yep.
And there's a gunfight.
There's all these Yellowstone prequels out there. There's some good Westerns going on.
I got to hit up Taylor Sheridan. Come on, Taylor. Yeah.
That's why you need to find out where he's at. Just go hang out there.
Yeah. Just stay at the coffee shop.
He's doing so many different shows. Eventually, he's going to need you.
Yeah. I've gotten close to a couple of his things. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I love that. Some of the best writers, directors that we have right now were terrific actors.
Yeah,
and they've just kind of transitioned over to this side of it, and it's great because they understand all of it.
Yeah, and as an actor, you get to just encounter a bunch of different directors, a bunch of different writers, a bunch of different producers, and other actors, of course, too. But you just get to see how different people work all the time, as opposed to, if you're a director, you're only seeing one director every
Right.
time you're on. You know, if you're a DP, you're only seeing
That's right.
you're the only person on set for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's true. That's true. A little more pressure there because you're it.
yeah, that's it. But as an actor, you get to make relationships with these other DPs, and you get to learn
That's
like
right.
the preferences of each, and it's cool. It's a great like.
I know it to
from
me, I mean, from the outside looking in, the entertainment business, it's just a networking thing.
Yeah.
It's just get to know as many people as you can as quickly as you can.
Yeah, it's who you know, what you look like, and then it's talent. That's like how you book jobs.
Yeah. I know it's a little backward.
It's very backwards.
Yeah. But I get it because it's tough to figure out talent until you've seen them actually do something. So you got to base it on something.
Yeah. And it's just a kind of a weird catch-22 of like you got to do the thing before somebody notices you, but you got to have somebody notice you before you can do the thing. You know,
I'd like to see you in a comedy.
I love comedy,
like so a much. Sitcom. That'd be the
like a Friends or like a Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Or
we need some more of those. We seem like we don't have, like in the past there were so many of those, and now there's not that many left.
I mean, what's a sitcom now? I can't even think of one that's like right
now. George and Mandy, maybe. You know, the spinoff there from Young Sheldon. That I would count that as a sitcom. But
yeah.
You know, there's not a lot. Ghosts, maybe.
You can count them on one hand, I think.
Yeah.
There's not a lot.
Abbott Elementary. Would you count that as a sitcom?
Yeah. It's kind of office-y a little bit, though.
It's a little office-y. Yeah, I don't know.
Which is great.
Which, I'm a big fan of Abbott. So
yeah,
no issues there. But yeah, I think we need more comedy. I'd love to see. I think you're funny. I think you'd fit.
Thanks. No, I would love to do a comedy. That'd be awesome. It's just so fun. It's so fun.
We haven't had a comedy Western since like Blazing Saddles. So.
Maybe that's the next.
Well, that's not true. Seth MacFarlane did a Western.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was a comedy.
That's right. Those are fun, man.
Yeah. Westerns. I love the fact that they're kind of coming back. I mean, Kevin Costner's been doing more Westerns, which I love when he does Westerns. So it's kind of nice.
It's be fun to ride a horse and shoot a gun, and
When did you learn to ride? Was that just something you did growing up?
Yeah, I kind of grew up on my dad had a little ranch. He like worked on a ranch, so I was like there a lot, and then would just kind of ride as I like grew up, and then stopped for a while, and then when I came out to LA, kind of picked it up a little more as I came out here, and was like, I just kind of want to get back into it.
That's right.
It's just because it was like, oh, I'm starting to do stunts, so like I might as well like kind of like refresh.
Yeah.
And it's helped. I've gotten some jobs just based off of.
That's awesome. I mean, that's the whole reason to do that stuff is just to add that to your tool belt or toolkit, and yeah. Well, good for you. Quantum Leap. Remember seeing you on there?
Yeah, that was fun because I got to play a bad guy. That was a bad guy role.
There you go. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
That was great, man. That show moves quick.
Yes.
No, that was like 1 take, 2 take, moving on.
It's been a pretty good remake, I think, because that's not easy to remake a popular show, but I think they've done a pretty good job on it.
Yeah, they did a great job. The main guy in I totally forget his name. I'm so bad at remembering names.
He's good.
But he's fantastic. And we could look at a huge page dialogue and be able to get it immediately and
I'm
go.
so impressed with people that can do that.
Yeah.
Because I used to, not anymore, but growing up, I had a pretty good memory. I could memorize some stuff. But as I've gotten older, it's gotten worse and worse. And then these guys, they're glancing at like whole pages of dialogue and just know.
It just takes like 1 or 2 glances and they can get it all down. Yeah. And then they can play with it too. It's not just like reciting a
right. Yeah. They're not just just reciting it back. They can make it their own.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm getting there. I have to read it 4
Next
or
time
5
we
times.
talk, you'll probably have entered that realm. I'll be like, "Man,
Thanks.
I saw you doing those monologues."
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the show Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd that one come about? That show was such an interesting show. You know, it was just different.
Yeah. So different. Usually, you want to eat like your food while you're watching your show.
Yeah.
That's like
That is
act
not
one.
one that we ate while we. There's certain shows. Monsters was one. The Pit that's on right now.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's the best. It's Noah Wiley in an ER. You can't beat that. But
That's great.
it's very graphic.
Yeah.
So don't eat while you're watching it.
Yeah, no, that was they were looking for, because I played Richard Guerrero, who's a real victim.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He they were just looking for guys that looked like him, but also could do. There's like a stunt where I got dragged downstairs, and so they're looking for someone who could get dragged down some stairs as like a limp body.
I mean, how do you know that you can get dragged? I'm like, yeah, of course I can do that. Yeah,
I can do that. It's I knew how to like fall downstairs, and so I
been there
that and was like, I know how to fall downstairs. I'm sure I could get dragged down them too. And they're like, great.
Did you put in some extra, bumping as you're going down?
Yeah, can you move your head?
I liked how you banged your head on that last one. That was that wasn't in the script. That was pretty good.
No, that one was scary. That was a cool like glimpse into just the mind. Terrifying because he was like over me as like we were gearing up to shoot. He's getting into character, and I have to like watch him get into character, and then I have to close my eyes because I have to be unconscious, and then I just feel like hands around my neck as I'm trying not to move, and I see this guy in character doing that. It was like a scary glimpse into.
Have you had any nightmares since?
No. No. But yeah, scary.
I saw you've got some Mexican heritage.
Yeah. My grandma is Mexican Indian.
Yeah, my wife's the same. Her dad's mother was Mexican Indian. That's why I wanted to bring that up.
Oh, amazing. Oh, very cool. Yeah. My grandma's got like hair down to her ankles, and it's awesome.
That is not easy to grow that type of hair.
No, she won't cut it either. I respect.
Is it like is it still dark, or has it turned gray?
Yeah, it's still dark.
That's amazing. I said my wife's the same way. It's just she's got that dark black hair. It's long and straight, and it doesn't seem to gray. Whereas every day the gray, what hair is left, just
the gray comes out.
Yeah. I'm at that age where there's just the random gray hairs that pop up in places that they shouldn't, like the back of your ear or something.
Oh yeah,
that
find them everywhere. What? Where does that come from?
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, Skyler, if you weren't acting, what would you be doing?
Yeah, it's a great question.
I love that you don't have a backup plan. It's this or nothing.
No. I've worked every job you can imagine, and I've always kind of come back to this one.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, this is definitely it. I think I would do like search and rescue or something though.
Oh, I love that.
That would be like my, like it's action still, and you kind of feel like you're in a movie, and
and it's you're helping.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I started to kind of go the fire department route for a little bit. There's a point in my career, I guess you could call it, that there was, I don't know, it was just, this isn't really working, and I need to have something else. And And then I started to kind of go that route, and then kind of got slapped back into this industry again, and very glad I was. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, let me go back to Lilo and Stitch for a second.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about, did they film it where we're going to at some point see bloopers from the filming?
Oh, I hope so.
I do too. I love it when they do it, like after credits or something to put in.
Yeah, I really hope that Dean Fletcher Camp, who directed it, incredibly funny and witty and smart guy. I mean, we would have like the lines for the scene.
Yeah.
And he'd come up to me, rewrite a line, and go, try that one. And then we'd try that one, and then come back and you write another one and try that one. And then like improv on the end of this one. And then it was just like fun.
Oh, that's cool. Then yeah, maybe because he probably took multiple takes.
Yeah, so there's improv takes, there's different stuff happening.
Yeah, I love that.
Laughter on set, you're breaking.
Well, there was one of the shows or the movies that they did with Lilo and Stitch, the animated versions, not the actual movie, but one of the spinoff movies. Something at the end of it, in the after credits, they did bloopers, but it was the cartoon characters doing the.
Oh, do that like, more. They did that in Toy Story too.
Toy Story is another one. Yeah. I love it when they do that. That's why I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if they do that in the live action.
I hope so. It was so fun, man. It was such a funny sets to be on too.
That makes you I think that makes you a Disney kid now.
Yeah, Disney adult. I think.
Well, you're Disney. I think they're all Disney kids. If you're in anything Disney, you're officially a Disney kid.
Disney kid.
And now you're in the club, so you. It's hard to tell, and they own everything, so it's hard to tell what you're going to end up in.
Right, right. Yeah. No, wow.
I mean, you haven't done a superhero movie yet.
No, not yet. That'd be awesome, though.
There's a lot of characters we haven't seen yet.
There's a lot. There's a lot of them. I have a couple of friends that are big comic book nerds, and there's so many characters. There's so many,
and it doesn't have to be Marvel. It could be DC. There's independent ones out there now.
Yeah.
Do you do any voice acting?
I did a little bit a long time ago, and I don't know. I mean,
you've got a pretty distinctive voice. I would think you could do it if you wanted to.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, bring it on. I've definitely.
Maybe you do a superhero like an Invincible, where.
Oh yeah,
you're voicing.
That'd be great. I got close to a video game.
Oh yeah. There you go.
That was.
Can you tell who it was?
I think it was a Spider-Man. It was like a Spider-Man video game or something.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it wasn't Spider-Man himself, but it was a villain guy. I think it was like Rhino or something. I was gonna play.
Rhino would be cool. Like if I voiced Rhino in anything, cartoons, I would be showing up like as Rhino at conventions.
Yeah.
For Halloween.
Totally.
Always. I would totally abuse that.
Just own it. Yeah.
Just own it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to come out to get a paper. I just, threw this on.
I had a line around.
I voiced Rhino. I don't like to talk about it.
Wearing the whole thing.
Yeah, just the whole thing on. Well, so Skyler, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time with us today. It's been the best. Before we wrap up, though, is there anything else that you're working on that we can kind of keep an eye out for?
Yeah, I did a couple years ago. It's been kind of a back and forth because of the strikes and everything. But I shot a movie called Grizzly Night. That was.
Were you fighting grizzlies?
Ooh, no.
Okay.
But there was a live grizzly bear on set.
Oh, that's cool.
That was incredible to witness. A Hollywood bear knew exactly what to do.
It was a trained bear?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was insane. But yeah, it's called Grizzly Night. It's a true story about 2 grizzly bear attacks that happened in Glacier National Park in 1967.
Oh, I've heard of this one.
Yeah.
I've heard of this. What's your role in that?
I play a guy named Steve Pierre, who is like a Native American he was just a hiker that was
Yeah.
in that area with his buddy at the time, but knew the landscape. He lived on a reservation nearby, and so like he just knew how to navigate
Right.
the area, and kind of led this rescue party to get these kids that were attacked back to the lodge to like get airlifted out. It's a very cool story. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I just read something about that. Just because it was weird because there's the two different attacks in the same,
Yeah, it's never happened. That's never happened ever since. And before then, it never, like, two grizzly bear attacks on the exact same night. I think like 6 miles apart.
Do you get to engage with the bear?
No, I asked to. I was like, is there any way that I can like
just something?
It was I know, but it was definitely rad to see the bear. Tag was the bear's name.
That's a cool bear name.
Yeah, Tag.
See, Tag sounds like a bear I'd hang out with. Actually, it sounds like a Hollywood bear.
It's a very Hollywood bear. Yeah, he has his own trailer. He's got his own catering.
Like Tag might be a little bit of a jerk when he's angry, but most of the time he's pretty chill.
He's pretty good. As long as he gets his little snacks. The trainer was just like throw him snacks every 2 seconds.
What's he feeding him?
I couldn't tell. It was like it looked like a little chunk of like chicken. That's what it looked
Probably
like.
Better you don't know.
Yeah. We were far enough away to.
Probably better you don't know. So last thing, Skyler, before I let you go, where can we find you on social media?
Social media is just Instagram. It's Skyler Bible, Skyler.
Yeah, I think you're the only one.
I think I am the only one. Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous because you put in Michael Walt, like IMDb. I was number 8.
Pop up.
Yeah, there's a zillion of them. and like Instagram, it's even worse.
Yeah, no, I'm sure there's billions of accounts now. This has to be.
But you're it as far as I know. Like I put in Skyler Bible, you came up. There wasn't a
love that. It's great. I don't have to change my name. It's great.
No, I think that's what it is. I love that name. That could also be a really good cowboy name. Like that sounds like a gunslinger to me.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
I'm gonna put that on.
You might need to write this one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I may have to just do it myself.
Yeah.
Throw it around the town.
Yeah. Next time you come back, I'm expecting, Skyler Bible, the Western.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Legends of Skyler Bible. Let's go. Be great.
Well, if you need a victim, I can lay still really well.
Great. Yeah,
don't give me any words or, I wouldn't want to risk messing up a line. But if you just need a guy to lay still.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
As I've gotten older, I can pretty much take a nap anywhere.
This guy in the chair in the bar or the saloon just passed out. That's great.
Done. All right, Skyler, hold on 1 second. Skyler Bible, Lilo and Stitch live action comes out on May 23rd. He plays Agent Foster, so make sure that you check him out. Skyler's talented actor. I see my button came undone. Let me straighten up here. There we go. Definitely check that out. If you've seen, you played Fixer on the Book of Boba Fett. The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I love that movie, so definitely check that one out. He was Officer Gutierrez. He was Richard on First Man. I think we talked about all the rest of them. He mentioned 911, Lone Star, really good. Perry Mason, Victorious. He's got, for someone that's hasn't been doing this for too long, he's got a really strong resume, and I think he's just starting to scratch the surface. We're going to see him more and more. So keep an eye out. I really think Skyler's going to do well, and I'm excited to see Lilo and Stitch. I know how that goes. Live actions. I'm a pawpaw now. I'm a grandparent now. The parents get first dibs on taking the kids to see any of the Disney movies or kids movies that comes out. But the great thing about kids is they love to see that stuff multiple times. So, I may not even get number 2 It may be a different grandparent taking them for a second time, but I'll get there at some point. I'll be there. Lilo and Stitch live action with at least a few of the grandkids. So I'll report back. If you're finding us for the first time, so happy that you're here. We could definitely use your support. It's easy to do. It's free. We don't ask for any money on this show, but what we do ask for is your subscription. It's free. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod, but we take those subscriptions. It helps us to bring in these terrific guests. Our website's meistercon.com. You can currently find 950 episodes, audio and video versions. I can't believe it. We're going to hit episode 1000 here in a couple of months. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody.